All right, my pretties, welcome back to another episode of Shadows and Pretties. This is episode 269. So, today we are going to be reviewing another Stephen King film which is written by Stephen King along with Louis Teggy. And this is about this movie called Cat's Eye, which is also known as Stephen King's The Cat's Eye. This movie came out in 1985. This one is taken one of the first two are adaptations of the first short stories in Stephen King's 1978 novel called The Night Shift Collection, and the third is unique to the film. Three stories are connected by one of the presence of a traveling cat. So, with that being said, this one in the cast right here includes Drew Barrymore, James Woods, Alan King, Robert Hayes, and Candy Clark. So, this is actually a pretty interesting movie that I have not seen in a while. So, it has pretty much is a pretty interesting concept about this. So, it is a pretty good movie that came out in 1985. I mean, it's an 80s film. It's pretty much an anthology horror thriller film. So, yeah. This is actually pretty interesting that he took first two adaptations of Stephen King's 1978 novel Night Shift. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and, get started with this film for any of you guys who have not seen the movie in a long time, and this would be a perfect opportunity for those who have not seen it in a really long time and for those that have not seen it yet. So, the plot of this movie is about a tabby cat who hides from a stray dog in a delivery truck, which it travels to New York City. And the tomcat sees a disembodied image of a young girl pleading for help and is picked up by a man named Junk. So, smoker Dick Morrison is advised to friend John by to join Quitters Inc. to kick his habit. However, clinic counselors Vinny Antone explains that the clinic has a 100% success rate due to unique persuasive method. Every time Richard or Dick smokes a cigarette, the horrors of increasing magnitude will befall with his wife and child. So using the tomcat that Donati's assistant Junk had caught on the street, Dante demonstrates the first of these horrors as the tomcat is put in the cage and tormented with electrical shocks coming from the floor. Donati explains that if his new client is caught with a cigarette, his wife Cindy will be shocked while is forced to watch for subsequent infractions. His daughter will also be shocked, and then his wife ends up getting violated, and then finally the man smoking himself will be killed. So of course he has to hide the threats from his family. So later that night the man is greeted with the methods of Quitters Inc., uses and notices a pack of cigarettes on his desk and prepares to smoke. But when he notices the pair of feet in his closet, realizing Quitters Inc. takes their threat seriously. The following day, he visits his daughter and gives her a doll while at school. So he sees Donati, who warns him that the organization will be watching him closely. So during the stressful traffic jam, damn, Dick smokes after finding an old package of cigarettes in his glove box. After Cindy suffering the electrical cage, he futilely attacks Donati and Junk, but the Tomcat escapes in the scuffle, but he is determined to never smoke again, and he's telling his wife everything. So as passes by, he becomes a smoker free, but has gained weight due to quitting smoking. So Donati prescribes illegal diet pills, and which sets a target weight for him. So he jokingly asks him what would happen if he continues to gain weight, and Donati responds that someone will cut off his wife's little finger, and he and his wife have a dinner party at a friend who recommend Quitters Inc. to him and his wife, and toast the company. So as they raises their glass, he sees that his friend's wife's missing her little finger. So that's one episode. The next episode is The Ledge. So having escaped Quitters Inc., the Tomcat leaves for Manhattan via the Staten Island ferry. So traveling to Atlantic City, New Jersey. where it ends up seeing the same disembodied girl's image asking for his help. So the gambler and a former tennis pro, Johnny Norris, is involved with a woman who is jealous of husband. So Chris Sinner, who's a crime boss and casino owner, Chris Sinner, who will be set on everything, wins a wager on the Tomcat and will successfully cross the busy road outside of the casino and takes the Tomcat home. Crescenter then has Norris kidnapped and blackmails him into a dangerous ordeal. Then he must circumnavigate the exterior of the ledge of the Crescenter's penthouse. If he makes it all the way around, the Crescenter will grant his wife a divorce, but if he refuses, Crescenter will call the police and have him arrested for the possession of drugs that have been planted in Norris's Mustang by a henchman named Albert. So eventually Norris agrees, and Sinister harasses Norris by startling him with the horn. And when he attempts to get into the window, a pigeon lands beside Norris and pecks at his foot, causing it to bleed. And then Christener then turns on the fire hose to keep Norris from lingering. Norris returns to the apartment, and Christener says that he will honor his bet. Albert then removes the drugs and presents Norris with a bag of cash. However, he kicks over the bag and reveals his wife's dead severed head. So Norris attacks Crescenter while Albert is tripped by the Tomcat and drops his gun. So Norris seizes the gun and kills Albert, but then points at Crescenter, and Norris then forces Crescenter to undergo the same ordeal on the ledge. The Tomcat eventually watches Crescenter, and harassed by the pigeon, he falls to his death. So now we're getting into the next final episode called The General, which is going to be interesting. So, in this third episode called General, the Tomcat hops a freight train and travels to Wilmington, North Carolina, where it is adopted by a girl who was asking for help earlier, Amanda, who names him General. And Amanda does believes that General will harm her Creed's Polly, but however, despite Amanda's protests, her mother puts General out at night, consequently so he can protect Amanda from the small, malevolent troll that would took up the residence of the house. But when Amanda sleeps, the troll emerges from via a hole in one of the walls in Amanda's room, and the troll slays the Perique with a tiny dagger, and then he tries to steal Amanda's breath. However, General finds a way into the house and chases the troll. So after wounding the Tomcat's shoulder with his dagger, the troll flees, leaving Amanda and her parents to discover a dead bird. So Amanda's parents are convinced that General killed Polly, but her father, discovering the wound on the Tomcat, is too large for a periquet to have made. So starts doubting her mother's belief that General shrew the bird. Amanda's mother takes General to the animal shelter to be euthanized, but that's when night falls. The troll returns and uses a doorstep to wedge in front of Amanda's door shut. But when he reattempts to try to take the sleeping girl's breath, General is getting his first final meal. He escapes and rushes back to Amanda's house. General saves Amanda from the troll, causing a great deal of noise. Amanda's parents are awoken, but blocked by the door prevents them from searching her. So although the troll tries to flee, General kills it after her parents break into her room. Amanda describes how General saved her from the troll. Her parents believe in the story when the parts of the troll's corpses are discovered, as well as a tiny dagger in the hole in the wall that the troll had used. So the next morning, named General feasts on a large fish, climbs up onto a sleeping Amanda's stomach and licks her face. That's when she wakes up and cuddles him, and that's how the movie ends. It's a really good story. I personally really enjoyed how well made this film is. I really like that Drew Barrymore is in this movie. I mean, I know she was uncredited at one point, but she is still a pretty good movie, and I gotta really say she did pretty good when it came to, well, this movie. So, I mean, I have not seen this movie in a really long time. So, Cat's Eye was released theoretically in 1985 on April 12th, and it was a pretty good film. Like Stephen King seems to be working his way through reference books of human phobias and stuff, and this is actually one of the most effective films. I mean, it's just, pretty much one of the best screening adaptations such as Carrie, the original, and I honestly really thought it was a good story. I mean, it's got three separate, stories in one, but I personally really liked the film. I thought it was really cute. It's about a cat, which I thought she was, I thought he was really cute, and I mean, he was really protective too. And I mean, it's a really good movie from the 80s. I mean, I have not watched this film in years, but it's a really good film from the 80s. I mean, it's really well made, and I really like that the characters in there look pretty good. And I mean, I don't think I've ever read the book, but I personally like the movie. I thought the movie was pretty good. It's a really cute movie, actually. I don't know if this movie's ever gonna get, maybe a remake or something, but I still personally thought it was a good movie. So, yeah, it's definitely a really awesome film. It does have Drew Barrymore in this, which is awesome, and James Woods, which they both did pretty good. So I gotta say, this is an excellent film, and I highly recommend this movie to anybody who is a Stephen King fan. Anyone who is a Stephen King fan, I highly recommend you check out this movie. You will not be disappointed. I mean, I like the concept. I like how they trained the cat to do all these things. I mean, that's probably requires a lot of work. I mean, who knows? They could have maybe used animatronics a bit on the cat, or maybe they trained the cat to do something, stuff like that. But, well, it's still a pretty good film. I personally really liked it, and it's a really nice film. So, what do I think? I personally really like the movie. So, if you guys really enjoy it, I recommend you go check out more of Stephen King's films if you haven't. They are pretty good content. So, I definitely do really enjoy it that. So, yeah. So, with that being said, and that being the case, I personally like this movie. I recommend it. I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to say, if you're a Stephen King fan and you think you may like this movie, I highly recommend you check this one out. So, yeah. Like with that being said, that being the case, this is just my own personal opinion. And if you happen to be disagreeing with me, that's perfectly fine too. If you don't like it, that's fine. So, I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this movie a lot better. Feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So, if you like this film, let me know. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine too. So, I guess with that being the case and that being said, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Do you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better or movie a lot better. Do you like the book? Do you like the movie? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, I am the Lion Queen. I thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload. So that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I will say right now that if you guys want to go follow my Twitter account as well as my DeviantArt page, links to those will be in the About page section of my channel. And if you guys want to also follow my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, link to that will be in the About page section of my channel, so you guys can go subscribe to my backup channel if you haven't. And as always, I guess that's all for now. If I'm missing anything about this movie or book, let me know what it is in the comments below. So I guess with that being said, and that being the case, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.